Music Canada is getting ready for a storm that the financial world has never seen before. The Canada Pension Plan, one of the world's biggest and most important pension plans, has raised the alarm. The fund is having an existential problem after decades of being the main source of retirement income for millions of people. It is almost bankrupt because of rising prices, investments that aren't doing well, and growing debts. Those who are retired find that thought very scary. You never know when all your hard work, savings, and plans will come to nothing. However, just when everything seemed hopeless, a shocking answer came to light. One that not a single expert, politician, or pensioner could have seen coming. The Canada Pension Plan has said it will turn half of its assets into XRP, which is a cryptocurrency worth an incredible $300,000 per coin. What was once thought of as a risky cryptocurrency has suddenly become the only way for millions of people to make ends meet. It's not just about records on a balance sheet, it's about staying alive. The Canada Pension Plan has stood for safety for many years. Families depended on it, workers believed in it, and seniors planned their lives around it. That being said, the system has been pushed thin, just like many others around the world. Populations aged, demographics changed, and governments borrowed money from tomorrow to pay for today. As a result, there is now a huge deficit that can't be filled with normal business strategies. Stocks were going up and down, bonds were failing, real estate prices were going up too high, and safe havens were, well, not safe anymore. It was clearly the start of the end of the world's finances. XRP comes in. The managers of the pension funds knew that the only way to get the funds back to zero was to tie their portfolios to an asset that could grow at an exponential rate, be easily accessed, and be useful all over the world. They're not gambling when they tie their life to $300,000 worth of XRP. They are designing a floor that can't be changed. This makes the fund the last-ditch buyer, protecting value for everyone in the XRP market, not just the people who own it. This is not just a guess. This has to be done. Think about the ripples. A pension fund that is in charge of hundreds of billions of dollars has now said in public that XRP is its chosen way to save money. It's not just a story. It is an earthquake around the world. Banks that used to make fun of crypto now see it as essential to their survival. As governments see their own pension debts grow, they start to wonder if they need to do the same. XRP is no longer the outsider all of a sudden. It's the most important part. Music. And you should think about how seniors feel. Hope replaces fear. They no longer fear that the system will fail. Instead, they see that their incomes are linked to one of the world's most valuable and powerful digital assets. XRP is more than just a coin to them. It is a promise, a guarantee, and a defense against being poor in old age. Millions of lives are now suddenly connected to the fate of XRP. Just as interesting are the processes. Because the fund put half of its holdings into XRP, it has set a price floor at $300,000. Why that number? Because it's the same amount as the debt gap, which is the amount needed to make the pension whole for decades to come. If the value went down, it would put retirees at risk. Any increase in value only makes the fund stronger. This makes the order a floor that must be followed. It is not possible for XRP to drop below this level. Too much relies on it? Go ahead. Take a look at the world. Canada isn't the only country going through this. The US has trillions of dollars in debt that it hasn't paid off yet. Europe is having trouble with its older populations and shrinking workforces. Asia is also having trouble with pension gaps. In the long run, Canada's attempt will not be the only one of its kind. The United States Social Security Trust, Japan's Government Pension Investment Fund, and Norway's National Wealth Fund are just a few of the pension funds that could start to do the same. With XRP at its core, what starts out as a lifesaver for Canadians could turn into a global pension rescue. And what about the shops? As soon as the news comes out, the desire for XRP goes through the roof. When investors wake up, they understand that one of the biggest institutional buyers in history has locked in a deal that will not be changed. It's not because of talk that the price is going up so fast. It's really because of how the building is built. The supply is limited. Yes, demand is pretty much endless. The pension fund doesn't trade or flip stocks. It has been holding for decades. When there is that much buying pressure, XRP becomes a rock-solid part of the world's banking system. Some people will howl. People will say it's dangerous, careless, or even silly. But do you know what other option they actually offer? No to bonds, stocks during a slump, negative yields, and fiat currencies that are losing value due to inflation. The old method doesn't work anymore. When it comes to standard tools, the end of pensions has made it very clear that they are not enough anymore. The future can only be saved by a big change based on blockchain, liquidity, and usefulness. And XRP is really the only one that fits the bill, with its tried and true technology and ability to reach people all over the world. This move isn't just about money for the Canadian government, it's about politics. Imagine telling millions of retired people that their pensions are safe. We have found a way out. That's strength. That is a stable state. That's the difference between chaos in the streets and hope for the future. It's not just a market event that XRP has been backed on this level. It is, in fact, a national lifeblood. And the moral story can't be argued with. XRP, which was once thought of as a speculative asset, now stands guard over the weak. The old, retired, and middle-class people who gave their lives to make this country what it is today. Every coin in the pension fund is a guarantee of safety for a grandmother, a soldier, a teacher, or a nurse. In old age, XRP has become the guardian of honor. This kind of story can't be told by any other tool. Let's look down the road some more. As soon as the pension fund is stable, it starts to get bigger. As XRP goes up in value, the fund not only makes up for its loss, but it also starts to make money. These extra funds can be used to improve facilities, healthcare, and the lives of future generations. A disaster turns into a renaissance. Canada goes from looking into the abyss to being a model for the rest of the world. It will be followed by other countries, and when that happens, the effect will get stronger.